Send this to anybody who's interested in investing in stocks. Make sure you hit that like button when you come in. Now you will see me turning over here. I got another computer monitor here tracking to make sure that I'm answering the chat. So feel free to ask any questions. I have my agenda, but any questions in the chat, I will make sure that I am answering them. Alright, so I just sent it out to everybody in my group. I see 1 like. We got 3 people in here and I got 1 like. 3 people in here and I got 1 like. Come on, YouTube. Come on, family. Come on now. How are we going to get this to the globe? How are we going to make this go to the globe if I only got 1 like? Come on now. I'm looking at the likes. It's 3 of you here. I see you. We got more coming too. Oh, we up to 2 likes. Give me 1 more. Give me 1 more. Alright. Listen, thank you all. Thank you all for coming back and checking me out. Listen, last week I tried this live thing. It was a flop. It didn't stop me from grinding though. I stayed up hours trying to figure out this program. And here I am. Live, direct, better quality, better content, and with the better energy too. So let's get started. Listen. Let me start with the intro. How am I going to start without the intro? Welcome to the family. Listen, check this out. I am no financial advisor. I'm just a king trying to build generational wealth for my family and myself. Listen, I mean this when I say I am no financial advisor. I am no financial advisor, but I've been learning the game. And I'm ready to eat the game, and I'm ready to eat. So guess what? Everything that I talk about today is not financial advice. Don't take it to the bank, but I want you to think about what I have to share. I want you to go talk to some other people. I want you to go look at other YouTubers. I want you to go Google the things that I'm talking about, and you see for yourself if this is what you need, what you want to do, and this is what the moves you're gonna be making. So, first and foremost, many of us have been looking at our portfolio, and our portfolio is red. Why is that? I want to talk to you today about why your portfolio is so red, what's going on in the market, kind of give you a broader update on the market so that you can start to get your head wrapped around what's going on and figure out what decisions you need to make in order to build generational wealth. So, broader economic issues in the country right now, globally right now, and so these factors are all coming together and causing a lot of issues. So we're going to talk about all those things. First and foremost, we have inflation. Inflation is going up. It's about 6.5%. And analysts are estimating that it could be up to 7%. We have supply chain issues going on in the country where we have products that are stuck on ships and can't get to the stores and can't get to consumers, and that's a problem because prices go higher. We have the variant that is still very present today, so that is another factor that's really causing havoc. And then we have limited number of people that are going back into the workforce. All of these things are causing major issues. They're weighing on the economy, and some analysts are predicting a recession. All right, we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like. Others are predicting hyperinflation, which means that inflation gets so high and high and high and high and high, and the jobs that we have, it's not paying us enough because prices are skyrocketing and we're not getting paid anymore. If we're not getting paid anymore, that means we can't pay our bills. So those things are all compounding on each other, and that's why we're seeing red in the market. Now, how can all these things be fixed? First and foremost, we have a big date coming up in March. First of all, tomorrow we got a big date. We get the inflation numbers. We get to see how inflation has been doing from last month to this month. But in March, we have a big date. March 16th, 17th, and the 18th, I believe, is when the feds are going to be telling us what they're going to do, what decisions they're going to be making in order to fix issues that are happening in the economy. So keep an eye out for that. To be honest with you, if I could be real honest with you, no one knows what's going to happen on March 16th, right? No one knows what's going to happen. The feds are planning to raise interest rates. Now, raising interest rates does a few things. One, it does quell or kind of temporarily quells inflation, but it's not so good for stocks. So it might be helping the broader economy, but it's not so good for stocks. So you have to keep that in mind, that there's some more red coming. You see, I got on the red sweater, right? There's some more red coming in the market, so be careful. The other problem that can happen on March 16th is that the feds decide that they are going to raise interest rates faster than we expect. We expect about 3 or 4 rate hikes throughout the year. And if the feds are like, listen, inflation is going crazy, we got to raise interest rates like now, and we got to do frequently, we got to do more than 4, more than 5, you're going to see a lot more red in the market. So keep an eye out for those news catalysts, because it's really going to determine where the market goes. All right. And so what are we going to be doing? Here's one of the things I want to talk to new investors, as I'm about to go explain to you how you start investing. This right here, if nothing else you listen to, this is what you need to listen to right now. If you buy a stock today, you can almost guarantee that it will go lower. If you buy a stock today, you can almost guarantee that it's going to go lower. That does not mean that you do not buy stocks. I'll tell you how to get around that. But if you buy a stock, when you buy stocks, it's going to go lower. So do not go all in. Do not, if you have $100, don't just take that whole $100 and just put it in one stock and just say, I'm done, I'm invested. No. It would be better for you if you do something called dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging. What that is that you take, let's say you have the $100, you divide that by 10. And every week you take that $10 and you put it into one of your stocks, or maybe 2 of your stocks. Then the next week you do it again. Then the next week you do it again. Over the month period, the stock is going to go up, you're going to catch it when it goes up. It's going to go down, you're going to catch it when it goes down. You're going to go up, you're going to catch it when it goes up. You're going to go here, you're going to catch it. And eventually, you're going to get a nice average. So the price that you are going to be paying for this stock is going to be kind of in the middle. Not too high, but not too low. You might not get it at the bottom, you might not get it all the way to the top. So that is one of the best strategies that you can do, particularly knowing that we have inflation numbers tomorrow and we also have the Fed catalyst in March. So please keep an eye out for that. The whole market could go way lower, but that doesn't stop you from investing. Warren Buffett tells us that steady investing over time is how you build wealth. Dollar cost averaging is where you invest a set amount over time. So let's get in the habit of doing that. Remember, I said in my first video, this is not a get rich scheme. This is not a get rich quick kind of thing. Don't think that you're going to go into the market tomorrow and then you're going to see it go to the moon. No, you're going to get in the market tomorrow and guess what's going to happen? It's probably going to drop. And that's just the name of the game. Okay. The other thing I want to talk to you about real quick is it's for regular people like you and I have a level head, if you keep calm and carry on, if you keep doing something over time, you're going to win in this market. If you're someone who are going to look at your portfolio every single day and you're going to see it go down and you're going to freak out, oh my God, I'm losing my money. If that's the type of investor you are, I'll tell you right now, it's probably not what you want to do. Probably not what you want to do. It's called psychology of money. We'll talk more about that as we continue. But you got to have a level head. You got to think long term. And you got to be patient. And you got to be steadfast in what you're doing. I'm just throwing these things out to you because this is the foundation. If you start this foundation, I believe that over time, you're going to see your account grow, and you're going to build that generational wealth, the wealth for your family, and the wealth for yourself. So, I see a lot more people are coming in. Make sure you hit that like button. I want to take this time right now to show you how to use the Robinhood app. If you have never, ever invested before, I want you to put the money sign, the dollar sign in the chat. Put the dollar sign in the chat. If you've never invested before, I want to see who I'm talking to. If you've never invested before, this is your first time, go ahead, put a dollar sign in the chat. Okay. Put a dollar sign in the chat. If you've never invested before. I'm about to get ready to show you how to use this app real quick. Boom. Appreciate it. There we go. Let's do this. Now I know I got somebody in the chat who's never invested before. So this is an app that you want to check out. This is not the only app. This is not the best app. But I do think it's the best for people who have never invested before. For newbies, this is a good app. Easy interface. When you open up the app, this is the interface you're going to see. When you see that number at the top, $529.51, that is how much money is in your account. Now, it's a combination of two things. All of the money you've invested into stocks, which we'll see in a moment, and also the money you have on the side waiting in your account to start buying stocks. Because you kind of have to put the money in the account and then use that money to buy the stocks. So right now in this account, and I have many accounts, in this particular account, it's $529.52. Right at the bottom, right under that, where it says $4.97, and it says today, well, that is how much you essentially earn for the day. Because as I mentioned in my first video, the stock goes up, stock goes down, stock goes up, stock goes down. It continually fluctuates throughout the day. And so for today, at 4 p.m. when the stock market closes, you were up $4.97. Okay? Now, you're going to see that graph. That graph represents the movement all day. So when we started in the morning, that's going to be all the way at the bottom. When we started in the morning, we started real low, and then we kind of went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down. If I look at the 1 week, this is what I was looking like. So for the week, all right, for the 1 week, it says that we're up $9.54, which is like 1.83% of our portfolio. In a month, we're up $13, which is about 2.69% of our portfolio. All right, so that's why I like that. It kind of shows you where you started and where you are, how you doing. Now, if you see that right at the bottom of the charts, you'll see it says buying power. That's how much money I have sitting, waiting to buy stocks when they drop at a nice price. So that $235, I have that amount left that I can use to buy some more stocks as I see. And I don't have to put the whole thing in there. I can spend $10 on one stock. I can spend $5 on one stock. You can invest however much you want to on a stock as you start to understand this investing thing. You don't want to go with a whole bunch of money in right now. All right, let's keep going down. Now, right under your buying power, you're going to see a list, and these are all of the stocks that I have, that I've invested in. Right now, it's set to where it tells me how much each of these stocks are worth, or how much they cost, how much one of these stocks cost. Now, this is not how much I invested in these stocks. This is just the price right now of the stock. If you look right under Tesla, let's look at Tesla. Right now, the price is $930. And if you look right under TSLA, you're going to see that it says I have 0.03 shares. That's because I did not buy a full share. I did not pay $930 for one whole Tesla. I probably put a little $20 in there, a little $30 in there. And so let me show you where we can find out that information. See these little three dots? Click on that. And it's going to tell us, it's kind of give us options of how we want to look at our portfolio. We could look at it in terms of the price of each of the stocks. We could look at it in terms of the percentage that your total equity, that's how much money you have in that stock. Percentage change, how much it's going up and down. Today's return, how much you made today. Total return, that's how much you've made in total, and total percent change. So I'm just going to show you how much I spent on all of these stocks, so you can see that you don't have to pay the whole $900 or put a whole $1,000 or $300 to buy one of these stocks. You can put $10 in. So let me show you that. I'm going to click on your equity. All right. So in Tesla, I have $28.80. In Microsoft, I have $20.99, and so on and so forth. If you just look at it. In Facebook, this C is for Citigroup, the bank. CVX, this is for Chevron. This is a gas company. So if I click on one of them, I clicked on Chevron. So this is how much Chevron has cost. That's how much I made for the day. And it also has the stock chart and also some other information I won't get into today because this would be a very long video. All right, let's get back to our main screen where it has all of our stocks. All right, so again, these are the list of stocks. Now, right under the list of stocks that you own, you're going to see some watch lists. Some watch lists are just the names of companies that you heard you might be interested in buying. You want to keep your eye on these companies. So right under where it says stocks, you're going to see that. Let's go down. Oh, I have some cryptocurrency too, but we'll talk about that another time. There we go, my list. All right, and this is where you could put any of those companies that you heard on this list. Then right at the bottom where you have the magnifying glass, we're going to click on that real quick. Now this is where you can find or search for those companies that you're looking for. I saw somebody in the chat, Keith in the chat said Apple. So I'm going to just type in Apple in here. You can type in the ticker or you can type in the actual name, Apple. We're going to see how much Apple costs and how it's been doing. So here it is. See that little check right there? That tells me that it's already on my watch list. If I want to add this one to my watch list, I could do that too. But let's go to Apple. The little plus tells you that you can add it to one of those watch lists that you saw earlier. So in Apple, let's go to Apple. All right, Apple right now is $176.01. It went up $1.45 today. This is the chart. This is what a chart looks like. Again, this is one of those big companies. I think it's $3 trillion. So notice it's not moving crazy amounts. A penny in the ocean versus penny in the pond, right? So notice it's not a lot of big moves. So that's one you can consider that one of your safe stock. Right at the bottom, it tells you some information about the company, tells you who the CEO is. You want to know who the CEO is because you want to know if you can trust them, right? Then you scroll down a little bit more. It gives you some statistics, how the stock has been doing. How high did it go today? How low did it go today? What's the highest it's ever gone? What's the lowest it's ever gone? Those kinds of information. How many shares of the stocks were traded today? That would be the volume. Normally, 99 million shares traded, and only 71 was traded today. And then right at the bottom, see it says news. Anything that's happening with that company in the news, it's going to be right here. So you can kind of stay informed on what that company is doing and what they have coming up. All right. All right, let's see. Where else we want to check out? Let's go to the other tab. This is your message tab. There's some other things too, but we'll get into that at a different time. It's all going to show up right here. These are all the stocks that I bought, right? It's just announcement and messages. Right over here, the next tab. And then after this, we're going to go ahead and try to buy a stock. But it won't go through right now because it's after hours. But I just want to show you how you would be able to do it. So tomorrow, you can try your hand at it. So the little guy in the bottom, the little person in the bottom, that's just your account information, right? Just your account information. Tells you 95% of my portfolio are stocks, 5% is crypto. I don't have any ETFs, I don't have any options. Those things are more advanced. We'll talk about that later on. It tells you what you're invested in. I'm invested in energy and water, technology, consumer goods, those kinds of things. Just a little information you might need to know. All right, let's go back. Let's go to one of those companies. In the chat, can you tell me one company so I can look it up and buy it tomorrow? Give me a company I need to buy tomorrow. And this should take us about 3 more minutes and we'll be good. Give me a company we should buy tomorrow. Give me one company we should buy tomorrow. Just give me a name. Give me a name. Now, this is not how I pick my stocks, but I'm doing this for demo purposes. Give me one name. Keith, I appreciate your active and participation in the chat. Give me one name. Philip, Google. I like Google. By the way, Google has a 21-to-1 stock split about to come down our way. So it's going to be a little bit more affordable. Right now, Google is a little expensive, but guess what? It's a really great company. It's one of those big dogs, feel me? The ocean I was talking about. Let's do Google. I see CRM, I see Google, I see Snapchat. Google, I think is Alphabet is called. Snapchat. I'm a little mad at Snapchat right now. I got some options in Snapchat and not doing so good, but we're going to talk about that at a different time. It's going the wrong way. Snapchat is going the wrong way. I need it to drop. All right. We have Alphabet A right here. This is Google. So I'm going to click the little plus button. RETI. That's a real estate. That's a real estate company. Yup. I think real estate, banks, energy, those are the sectors you want to get into right now as we go through this market cycle. Those are almost like the safe companies at this moment. Those are the sectors that won't get beaten up too bad. Think about it. Real estate. All right, let's see. I'm going to add it to my list. I'm going to click that little plus button. All right. So, right here, it'll say buy on your end on my account it says trade because I have a little advanced account that allows me to do some options. But when you click on the buy button right here, when you click on that buy button, you're going to have an option to buy. Baba, you like Alibaba, Philip? Philip Chapman? You like Alibaba? Man, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little afraid of the Chinese companies. That's not xenophobia or anything. It's just, it's a little, I don't want options. It's a little risky at the moment, just economically and in politics. But again, I do have NEO, so I like the risk. NEO is a Chinese company. It's a Chinese EV company. It's one of the best in the world. It's up there with Tesla. I think it's going to give Tesla a run for its money. Alright, I clicked on the options one, so let me go back. So when I go to trade or buy, why is this thing acting up? Yeah, Herman. Yes. That's why I got in. That's actually my hedge, for the Ukraine and Russia. I don't know how this app got me here, but that's why I got into energy, because if we go to war, gas prices are going to go through the roof, and if you invested in gas companies, then you're going to be able to see those returns. So yeah, companies that make armor for war, those are good companies to get into also. Companies that make bullets and weapons, supply the army, those are good companies to get into. But that's if Russia invades Ukraine. But you could start. So we have those companies in case there's war. We also have some other companies in case, when the federal government determine how much they're going to raise interest rates, right? So that's where you want to get into those banks, because who stand to make money in the time that interest rates are rising? Banks. And then if we get into a recession, what companies stand to make money in those times? You have Walmart, because people still got to get their groceries. We got Dollar Store. When we don't have a lot of money, guess what? We're going to go to the cheap stores. I'm going to go to that regardless. When Target just sells everything now. So, again, those kinds of companies, in terms of recession, those are the companies you want to get into. In terms of interest rates, banks is what you want to get into. In terms of, in the summertime, some of those airline companies, right? You want to get into those. Here we have it right here. So I'm ready to buy some of Google. Now, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm going to buy $10. Like, you just click the button right here. $10 worth of Google. That's what I want to buy. That's what I can afford at this moment. Now, it says swipe up to submit. That's what you do. Swipe up. And that's done. You done invested. Now, it's not going to go through right now. It's going to wait. It's going to stay in the queue until 9:30 tomorrow morning. At 9:30 tomorrow morning, when the market updates, it's just going to go through. But look at that. Just like that. You click the buy button, you put in your $10, and you swipe up to submit. That's it. Look at that. Sending my order. Done. Your market order to buy $10 of Google will be sent when market opens. When does the market open? 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright? Listen, I'm going to cut it here. I'll probably come back on, or I might decide to do a video where I go through this a little quicker. But I really appreciate all of you for stopping by and chatting with me in the chat and just supporting me in general. I really appreciate that. Listen, I hope that I earned your like. Hope I earned your subscription to the channel. And I hope you come back. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something to take with you. Also, I just want you to keep in mind, the economic conditions in the country. The economic conditions in the country, because you're going to see that prices are going to fall even more. Prices have already fallen a lot over the last 2 months, 3 months. It's going to fall even more, especially when the Feds start raising interest rates. And when we get a little bit more details about that. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see a red day. I think we're going to see a red day because of the inflation numbers, particularly if it keeps going up. Yeah, we're probably going to see a red day tomorrow. Hopefully my Snapchat call put option prints tendies tomorrow because right now Snapchat just keeps going up. Anyway, great company, but for me right now, not doing too well. So, listen, see you later. Thank you. Have a good one. See you later, Philip. Appreciate you stopping by. Herman, appreciate you. Keith, and everybody else in the chat that I didn't get to say hi to. Have a good one.